In the last meeting, we strengthened our belief that God is merciful and that His merciful love is faithful, hesed, and tender, rahamim. Today we will try to see God's mercy concretely in the creation of the world. I want to start with a question. We learn from the Bible that God created the world first and man at the end. From our previous meeting, we know that God reveals His mercy in the relationship with man. If so, where can we see mercy in creating the sun, the earth, nature, plants, animals, and so on? Let's look at this flower, or you can look at the flowers that you have in your place. When you look at it, does it speak to you of God's mercy? Sister Faustina wrote, "Whatever I look at, everything tells me of His mercy." Today, we want to learn from St. Faustina this view of everything created. When we see the harmony of the universe, the beauty of the sky, the stars, the mountains, the seas, the flowers, the birds, etc., we think how good and wonderful must be the creator of these things. The entire work of creation reveals the attributes of God, His nature. Admiring the created world, Sister Faustina was delighted with God. "O Lord, you have filled the world with so much beauty, which tells me of your own beauty, although it is barely a poor reflection of you, O infinite beauty." When we can see God reflected in all that exists, our hearts are moved to praise the Lord for all His creatures and to worship Him. St. Faustina praised God with all her heart. Let us join her in praising God as the Creator. I would like to propose an exercise. Close your eyes and imagine magnificent sunrise or sunset at the seaside, or the view of the mountains, all this with extraordinary vegetation. Maybe it's the beautiful place where you have already been. If you have such landscapes near your house, just look through the window with widely opened eyes and listen, praising the Lord in your soul. I worship you, O Lord and Creator, for all the works of your hands, in which so much wisdom, goodness, and mercy is made manifest. O my Creator and Lord, everywhere I see signs of your hand and the seal of your mercy enveloping everything that has been created. O my most compassionate Creator, I want to thank you on behalf of all those creatures without souls and inanimate creation, and I summon the entire universe to worship your mercy. Oh, how great is your goodness, O God! Praise be to you, O Lord, and our Creator, O universe entire. Give praise unto the Lord in all humility. Extend your power in thankfulness unto your Maker. Forever praise His boundless divine mercy. Now open your eyes. I encourage you to practice such worship of the Creator more often. You can use St. Faustina's prayers from the diary, numbers 1692, 1749 or 1750, or Psalm 104. It is impossible not to mention St. Francis of Assisi and his famous Canticle of the Creatures. Most high, all-powerful, good Lord, yours is the praise, the glory, and the honor of every blessing. Praised be you, my Lord, with all your creatures, especially Sir Brother Sun, who is the day through whom you bring us light. And he is lovely, shining with great splendor, for he heralds you most high. Praised be you, my Lord, through Sister Moon and stars. In heaven you have formed them, lightsome and precious and fair. And praise be you, my Lord, through Brother Wind, through air and cloud, through calm and every weather by which you sustain your creatures. Praised be you, my Lord, through Sister Water, so very useful and humble, precious and chaste. Praised be you, my Lord, through Brother Fire, by whom you light up the night, and he is handsome and merry, robust and strong. Praised be you, my Lord, through our sister, Mother Earth. Coming back to Sister Faustina, she saw God's mercy in every creature. But we can ask ourselves, how do we know that the cause of the creation of the world was God's mercy? That it was out of mercy that God created the world? Well, in the beginning, there was nothingness. That is, there was nothing. There was a lack of any being. According to the definition, God's mercy is the leading out of misery and the replenishing of what is missing. Thus, the extracting of this misery out of nothingness, that is, the creation of heaven, earth, waters, plants, animals, and man, is the work of God's mercy. God confirmed this with the words spoken to Sister Faustina. If I call creatures into existence, it is out of the immeasurable depths of my mercy. Or, everything that exists has come forth from the depths of my mercy. Saint Faustina believed the words of God, and so she prayed, Divine mercy, in calling us into existence out of nothingness, I trust in you. O God, you are bliss in your very self, and need no creatures to make you happy, for you are the fullness of love in your very self. But in your unfathomed mercy, you have called creatures into existence. Another question arises. Did God create the world only to admire him as its creator? What is the purpose of calling this beautiful garden, the world, into existence? What's more, God created not only the material world, but also the spiritual world, the angels. They have a specific role in the main purpose of creating the world. So again, what is it all for? Who is the reason and the purpose at the same time? Me, you, man, the whole of humanity. These wonderful works are all for us out of God's love. Unbelievable. Even though the world itself is perfect, God has not created it for its own sake, but makes it a gift which he bestows on man, the crowning glory of his creation. Angels also were created to help humans. As messengers, they were sent and are still being sent to make God's will known to us. Let's remind ourselves that God's will is the best option for our lives. Angels accompany us in important, usually difficult situations. Do you remember the series Highway to Heaven or Touched by an Angel, which show these functions of angels? Saint Faustina often experienced the presence of angels. Let us recall one of her experiences on the way to Warsaw. All at once, I saw one of the 7 spirits next to me, a brilliant figure and beaming. I could see him standing there next to me all the time. When I was in the train, I saw an angel standing on each of the churches that we passed. When I entered the house in Warsaw, he vanished. I thank God for his goodness in giving us angels to attend us. Sister Faustina thanked God, for example, in this way: "Oh God, how generously you have distributed your mercy, and all of this you have done for the sake of men. Oh, how you must love mankind, if your love is so active for its sake." Active love is mercy. Love, as it were, decides to perform an act, and the act itself is already an act of mercy, begotten of love and manifested in mercy. In this sense, we can find a beautiful poetic definition of mercy in the diary. Mercy is the flower of love. If God is love, then his acts, his works are mercy. So the creation of the world flows from love and is the mercy of God. Everything that is created out of love is full of beauty and harmony. God did not create anything evil. He himself spoke of his creatures as being good or very good. God created the world to share his goodness with man. The Catechism of the Catholic Church tells us that the world was created for the glory of God, and the glory of God is man. The Holy Father Pope Francis wrote the encyclical Laudato Si, dedicated to the care of our common home. It is well worth reading. The Pope proclaims there: "The entire material universe speaks of God's love, his boundless affection for us." And Jesus said to Sister Faustina very simply, showing her the beauty of nature, "I have created all this for you." These words are also directed to you. Hear them. All this I have created for you. Why? Because I want you to be happy. From the fount of my mercy, all happiness and life is derived. Some people believe in the creation of the world by God, but this is the end of his role for them. However, the act of creation has not yet ended. God never ceases to keep the world going, and at every moment engages all of his merciful love to continue its existence. Jesus said to Sister Faustina, "My depths are full to overflowing with mercy, and it has been poured out onto all that I have created." Not only is he constantly bestowing existence on his creatures, but he is also caring for them and providing them with everything they need to live. The question is whether we see these graces of divine mercy around us now, the things that God creates for us all the time. Holy Father Pope Francis asks us in his encyclical, "Nature is filled with words of love, but how can we listen to them amid constant noise, interminable and nerve-wracking distractions, or the cult of appearances?" The dizzying pace of life today gets in the way of contemplating God in nature and the world. Let us pause sometimes to notice and thank the Creator for the weather, for the tree growing nearby, for the tasty fruits and vegetables, for the meal we have eaten, for the drinkable water, for the variety of plants and animals around us. Let us also remember that since all these things are God's gift to us out of His mercy, we need to care for this gift and be responsible for it.